All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome again to Connected Community Health Sport. This is day 122 of our full body exercise program designed for weight loss, designed to be done in the comfort of your own home with no equipment necessary, and as always, completely free of charge, because our goal is to just make health and fitness more accessible. We believe everybody deserves the choice to live a happier and healthier lifestyle, but a lot of people don't have that access, to living a healthier lifestyle. Maybe they don't have, the money to afford a gym membership. Um, maybe don't have the transportation to the gym. Maybe it's just an intimidating environment for them. So there's a variety of reasons why somebody might, not want to go to a traditional gym. So that is why we are here, try to make health and fitness, stigma free, more comfortable, more accessible. That's really, what this stream is about. That's really what we do is about. If you'd like to see more about what we do and how we are striving to reduce obesity rates across America, check out our website, connectedchs.com. You can learn a little bit about our mission and, why we're doing what we're doing right now. But, those of you who, been here for a while, maybe just joining in today, just wanted to, give a little bit of background here. So today, day 122, we got another 45-minute workout. We're going to be going in that 45 time frame for today. Let me throw that caption up on here. There we go. Yeah, regular, 8 exercises, 45. Excited for this workout today. So, if this sounds exciting to you, I'm ready to get things going. We're going to get into the warm-up here in a sec. Sorry, a little bit of technical difficulties. All right. So let me just pull up that timer real quick. I'm going to get a quick 5-minute cool down. And the same thing moving through. Should be a nice, easy 45-minute workout. I wouldn't really say easy. Because, this is day 122 of our program. We have kind of been progressing things over time, really ramping things up to this point. So if things are feeling a little bit too intense for you today, go check out our YouTube, go check out our Facebook. You can catch all the workouts right from day one. I always like to mention this. It's a huge difference here. We're going 45. And, previously, day one, we were going 20, 30. So, or 20, 40, actually, 20 seconds of work, 40 seconds of rest. So, big difference from today's workout. So if it's feeling a little intense, go check those out for sure. But without further ado, we're going to get into the workout. And, definitely want to stick around on the end as well, because we're going to be talking a little bit about mindset, talking about some specific mindfulness practices of how you can improve, your health, reduce some stress with something called progressive muscle relaxation. So definitely don't want to miss out on that. And yeah, hold on. I think that, nope, that is not the right timer. Sorry. All right, we are all good. I apologize. Timer set. Stream all good. Ready to get moving and grooving. All right, 5-minute warm up. Follow along with me. I'll bring you through it. So, starting off here today, we're just gonna be, same as usual. Get a little bit of these arm swings going. Get those shoulders moving. Maybe just waking up. Maybe you're like me and you sleep with your arms all crossed over your head, and you wake up with your shoulders feeling pretty stiff in the morning. So, anything like me, you need to get some of these in the morning here before we get into the workout. Just want to spend a little bit of time, get those shoulders moving. All right, feeling good. Now let's get the same idea going here with the lower body. Let these legs swing. Letting the hip do what it wants to do. Want to just let that hip experience some movement. I'm feeling good about today's workout, everybody. I hope you are as well. Yeah, Thanksgiving coming up tomorrow, so again, probably won't be working out myself on Thanksgiving, so want to get one good last workout in here today. I'll still be here Friday, but again, just want to point out that we will not be live here on Thursday. Taking a little bit of a break here for Thanksgiving. We're all going to be spending some time with our family, so I will not have a live stream. We probably will throw up, a restream there in the morning. Probably throw it there in 7:30, just in case somebody's. But then again, all of our workouts and stuff are on the YouTube or on the Facebook. We've kind of tried to steer away from doing those replays for that reason, to try to direct people to those medias. And, because they're there anyways, we don't want to kind of, clutter up these, streams. We don't know if it's live, don't know if it's a replay, this and that. So, just wanted to touch on that a little bit. I'm going to be getting the hip moving a little bit more. One we were doing in the Cooldown the other day, but I'm really liking this one, actually. So we're going to be standing. It's going to be a knee drive and then a hamstring curl. So drive the knee, drive back down, then curl the heel to the glute. Just getting a little bit, of everything. Get the hip flexor going, get the hamstring going. Getting our body ready for this workout today. Same thing is important. We got to get the full body here in this warm-up because, as always, we got a full body workout. The same thing, a lot of movements in everyday life and just, in general. We're going to require multiple different joints, multiple different parts of your body moving. So, that's why we try to, replicate that as best as we can here in the workout. Do things that are transferable to everyday life. Do things that require you to coordinate the full body, like everyday tasks do. And we just get movement. Something that's really important. We're using those, fundamental movement patterns as well. You're hitting all the major movements: squat, lunge, hinge, push, pull, core, vertical and horizontal push and pull. All right, done with the hamstring. We're going to be going back to the shoulders here with these T-spine rotations. One way I like to kind of get set up for these. Arms down front. I usually do a little bit of wider stance, all really preference. Raising that arm up and open up that T-spine. A little bit of a combo move here. Great work, everybody. And they should be feeling this one in the mid back a little bit. One of the goals, I think, is this one is to, really open up. Try to, like you're opening up this way. Try to keep those hips face forward. Obviously, you're going to get a little bit of rotation, but just kind of show from the side so you can get a little bit more of an idea of, how I'm opening up with the T-spine. All right. Great job. We're going to be doing a little bit of a different shoulder session. I'm going to kind of do some shoulder circles. So I just had to pause. We're going to be going alternating swimmer. So one hand here behind the head, one hand behind the back. It doesn't got to be all the way behind the back. If you don't have that range of motion, you can just keep it on the side. The same thing behind the head. Maybe you're going a little bit out in front. So you could be hovering a little bit. But you're essentially switching both sides. I'm trying to put my hand behind my back, hand behind my head. Obviously, and especially this one behind the back can be pretty challenging on the range of motion. So don't feel like you got to go all the way. If you're feeling like you get restricted before you can get behind the back, let's just work within that range. As long as you're feeling this in the shoulder, getting some good movement, getting that little bit of internal rotation, external rotation. That's really what matters here. All right, shake things out a little bit. I'm going to be going last one here. We're going to be getting the neck moving. get that all warmed up before we start the workout. And we're going to get things going here after this one. So just looking in a circle, essentially, you're trying to look behind you, looking up to the sky, and then coming down the side, and then going back chin to chest. Just moving in these full circles. I like to think here, I like to go about, 70% of, what my maximum range motion would be. I like to think, to kind of just greasing the groove a little bit. Not really trying to, really increase the range motion. You're just getting, a little bit of flow in with the range motion that's, easily accessible. It's not too challenging to get into. And, just experiencing some movement patterns, in that range of motion. Sometimes you don't need a whole lot. Sometimes you just need a little bit of head and neck movement. Get the shoulders feeling a little bit less stiff. Maybe same thing, just waking up, I sleep terribly. I literally sleep, arms under my pillow, head turned to the side. So, my neck is feeling like it's always messed up in the morning. So always love getting some of those in. And, officially done with the warm-up. So that was a little bit longer. But, we're going to be getting into the workout here very, very shortly. We got, remember, 45 seconds of work. Not sure why it says 6 by 8, because that would bring us to an hour and 15-minute workout, which we are definitely not on right now. So, it's supposed to be 3 to 8, not 6 to 8. And 45. And I'm sure it says typo. It says Edibug. Dead bugs for number 4, not Edbugs. All right, anyways, we're going to get into it. Get your last drink. Get yourself ready. We're going to be starting here very, very shortly. First move. We got our hinge, classic move. Call it a hinge, call it a deadlift, call it floor touches, doesn't matter to me. We are just reaching down to the ground, coming back up one way, kind of like the Q's position, letting the hands come down the hips, and then see it get to a pretty flat back. Then you're just reaching down, within your comfortable range of motion. My hamstrings a little bit tight right now, so got to get them probably warmed up a little bit with this set. So I'll probably go a little bit less range of motion just to get things moving, but, we'll do what's feeling good for you. And get yourselves ready, everybody. We're going in 3, 2, 1. Oh, and let's go. Sorry. I usually keep that timer off so you don't hear that noise. So I can pretend I was on time with the set. When I mess up by a few seconds, can't be knowing when I'm messing up here. Nah, joke. I really just did that because, early on, we had some people saying it was like, wow, this, comes through really loud. Because I kind of set it up really kind of close to the computer with the timer. And, it was just kind of obnoxious where if you wanted to hear my voice in the stream, you had to turn the volume up pretty loud. And then that would also make the, beeping from my phone really loud. So 3, 2, 1, and begin. Or why am I saying begin? I mean, and end. You have 45 seconds going to another classic move. We got front raises, lateral raises. Just moving through that range of motion. And we got some ways we can make this a little bit harder. Obviously, you got a book, water bottles, pretty much anything, even the air resistance, even using some pillows. It doesn't seem like a lot, but that air resistance as you're coming up, coming back down, even though the pillow is not heavy, you still get that, air, bit more air resistance, because you'll be, obviously have more surface area with the pillow in your hand. But, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Another way we could, as I mentioned, make it harder by adding a little bit of resistance. You can also make it harder by, adding a little bit of a hold here. Same thing, kind of, having to resist gravity a little bit longer. Same thing, you can get a little bit of a swinging motion in here. You're just looking to, get that movement. Maybe just trying to crank out these reps here a little bit. More reps, less time under tension, compared to, giving it a little bit of, hold. Great job, everybody. Come on, finish strong here. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Really good job with that, everybody. Our next move coming up here is our raise the roof or vertical press, whatever you want to call it. We are essentially just looking to punch through that ceiling. Just reaching up each and every rep. Don't try to overcomplicate things, thinking about, what specific muscles are going to be involved when you're doing this motion. Try to organize movement around that external goal of, what I like to use is, punch to that ceiling. That'll give you, a good vertical reference point. Give you a target to aim for. Let me see, we got some comments in the chat. Good morning, happy face. I think my favorite Thanksgiving food is pie, but some people say that's irrational. Nah, I think that's the best part. Oh, sorry, we're starting 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. And here with those vertical presses, you can be going with both arms, so you can alternate. Then think maybe you want to spend a little bit, go more slow and controlled, really work on that range of motion. You got options here. You got to choose the intensity that's working for you. And same thing, maybe, if maybe you're like me, I'm still feeling a little bit stiff this morning from yesterday. So, I'm still in this first time, I'm still taking it, good, comfortable pace for me. I just want to, get that, make sure my range of motion is good, make sure I'm moving well, and, I'll ramp up the intensity when my body is feeling ready for it, probably somewhere in that second round. So, I'm just getting a little light movement in 3, 2, 1, and done. This is something I highly suggest for everybody. And same thing, maybe, you're just feeling really sore from yesterday and you're like, hey man, I still want to get a workout in, but, I don't think I could do the whole thing. You can go at a really comfortable pace. This is 45 seconds, but maybe, you're only doing, 5, 6 hinges or something. Maybe you're, really taking your time, just getting that movement, doing this almost in more from a, recovery aspect than, workout. Because same thing, you could change the intensity, go really low intensity, and you're still doing moves that transfer to people's day of life. You're still getting things that are going to benefit your health. And you don't got to go too intense. You're still just getting that movement aspect, instead of that, more, high intensity calorie burning aspect of this program. But we got, hold on. Sorry. I realized I was rambling too much. I forgot to explain the next move. We got deadlift coming up very shortly. So let me go through this real quick. So one of these, we're going to be going from the wall. We got a wall and a ground variation. On that wall variation, I'm just going to show standing up because it's a bad view from there. Essentially leaning into the wall right here. Feet are going to be back, leaning in. And, one arm up, opposite arm, opposite leg. Kind of getting this reach. You're going to have to use the core to keep them together. Since you'd be doing that from the wall. You can also go with this grounded variation real quick. So this one, knees are going to be up a little bit. Arms down front. Try to keep that low back on the ground the whole time. And it's the same movement pattern, just a little bit different. Let one leg extend, opposite arm, opposite leg. And all right, we're going to get started with that one in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. All right, I'm going to be going from the ground because I don't really have a good wall to demo for you all. Same thing, you kind of end up just looking at my back. So usually just demo the one on the ground. It's not that I don't think those are a great variation. I'd actually love to do that variation a little bit more to change things up. But it's just, not a great angle for you all. Another thing here, the further these legs get away from the body, the harder it's going to be to engage the core. So one way you can kind of modify things here is that, don't bring that arm, super far away from the body. You can just tap that heel down maybe. You're still going to definitely have to use the core. And 3, 2, 1, and done. I think that's just the way because, the further that mass gets away from the body, the more your core is going to have to work to, create stabilization through the core. Especially when you got both limbs moving away from that center of mass, you're kind of forcing the core, work, to make sure you're not bending back too far and maybe you're not arching the low back. And, same thing, essentially just protecting the spine. But great job with the dead bugs. We got squats coming up. Remember, these could be, you could just do body weight squats. We could do sit to stand, grab a couch, grab a chair. We can get crazy. We can do some jump squats. But we're going in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. And you pick the variation. You pick the intensity. Same thing. Maybe you're feeling good. You're like, hey, I want to get a lot of reps here. Maybe you're like, I'm going to work on my depth right now. Maybe you're like, hey, I'm going to go a little bit slower. I'm going to make sure I get down pretty deep. Same thing. That's just an option. Not saying you have to do that by any means. These are just ways you can modify, make them work for you, make them work for your goals. Great job, everybody. Come on, finish strong here with these squats. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Really good job there with that one. Grab one drink really, really quick. We're not going anywhere. It's just right off screen. All right. Squats done. We got push-ups coming up next. So we got options. I put a pillow, something on the ground, pen on your floor for your knees if you're doing, from the variation from your knees. But we can be going from the wall. The further away out these feet are, the harder it's going to be. Essentially, just pushing yourself away from the wall. You can also do this from an elevated surface, like a couch or a counter. This is going to be a little bit harder, but not as hard as going completely to the ground. And then we obviously got push-ups from our toes, push-ups from our knees. We can do isometrics. We got options here. So we're going to be starting this in 3. Oh, sorry, messed up the timer. 3, 2, 1, and begin. I'm going with a variation that works for me. I encourage you to do the same. Same thing. I'm just going from my knee. Same thing. I'm really just focusing on pushing myself away from the ground. And to experience that motion, you don't really have to necessarily be moving. You could also do some isometrics. Maybe you're just holding at the top, pushing away from the ground. Maybe you're, staying on the bottom and you're just pushing away from the ground like so. In the bottom position. So, there's still some variations here to even mix up, if you're going from your knees or if you're going from your toes. Here we go, and done with push-ups. Great job, everybody. Our next move coming up, we got this shoulder extension. Another one that's going to be, one of the only ones in this workout that's done from that bend over position. Can be pretty challenging on the legs, so we definitely got, some other variations for this one as well. You could be going, all right, you're kind of getting that hinge position. You can slide the hands right down the hips, find that good flat back, strong position. And then you could be going one arm at a time. Maybe you're getting 3 reps and going with the other one, or you could go both arms at a time as well. You got options here. 3, 2, 1, and begin. Yeah, this one's definitely going to be challenging on the lower body. They don't call it a full body workout for nothing. You're going to have to work the glutes, hamstrings. Got to use the core to maintain that position, maintain good balance. And obviously using the triceps, using the lats, using some of that upper body as well while you're here in this motion. Good job, everybody. Got 20 more seconds. Keep working here. Finish strong with this movement. You got 1 more after this, and then we are done with the first round. You got 2 more to go. So make sure you're pacing yourself, choosing those variations that are going to allow you to pace yourself. 3, 2, 1. Great job. And I think especially with that one, maybe that, position is feeling, you're like, wow, I'm really burned out, after doing that last move, trying to hold, that squat position going through. So, if it's feeling like, hey, I might not be able to do that 2 more times, maybe scale it back, maybe get a few reps where you're supporting with the body weight a little bit, and then, come back in, when you're feeling good. But our last move here, we got elbow to knee crunch. So this could be just standing, coming across. Then you can do more limited range of motion. Always an option. You can use the balance component and, just come from here. Maybe switch sides every 5 to 10 reps. And then we got our last variation here. This one's tough. A little bit of a bonus one. Really suggest doing those standing ones. This is a little bit more of an advanced move. Hey, if you're feeling up to the challenge, always encourage you and challenge yourself to push yourself. So let's go through it. So again, kind of similar start to the dead bug. You got knees up, you got arms, but hands are going to be behind the head. And so just like dead bug, you're going to have one leg down, one leg up. And you're going to be kind of trying to bring that elbow to the knee. So it's essentially the same movement pattern, but doing that from the ground instead of from a standing position. I'm going to be going with that standing variation, and we're going to be getting going in 3, 2, 1, and begin. And I know, I paused a little bit here to kind of explain demo these movements a little bit, just in case someone is new here and, not familiar with the workouts. Now that you all have a good idea, you got the schedule kind of in front of you, and you know what the moves are. We'll be going through them a little bit more briefly now. I'll really try to keep us on time. Again, I'm going with this standing variation with the wall. I'm doing about 10 each side, and then I'm switching. Same thing. We're going to be going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Switched up, just did 2 on each side there at the end. And we'll finish up because we're running short on time. Oh, great. My antivirus protection expired. Hold on 1 second. Well, you actually got a 30-second break anyways. You don't need to be doing anything at the moment. All right. All right, we're good all there. So, you got about 20 seconds left. We're going into the hinge shortly. Again, is that deadlift, that floor touch pattern, just reaching down to the ground, working in that range of motion that's comfortable. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Reaching down each and every rep. Same thing. One thing that kind of helps me cue those hips back as well here is the same thing like we were talking about, bringing the hands down your hips. When you're reaching down to the ground, try to, reach down close to the body. This will kind of help drive the hips back, that you get into a little bit of a better hinge position. Same thing. That's why, this is essentially kind of mimicking a deadlift pattern. And, they joke about it. Same thing about, scraping your shin with the bar essentially during those deadlifts. So, it's kind of that same motion that will kind of force the hips back. Obviously, you got to do what feels good for you. But we are actually done with that. So, great job. Sorry, I missed the countdown by a few seconds. But great job with that. Anyways, we got our lateral / frontal raise coming in hot. So, again, we're just raising to about shoulder height or what feels comfortable. Maybe it's a little bit above, maybe it's a little bit less. Really depends on your range of motion. That's why I really like to say, if it's a pain is good, but a burn, or no, wait, not pain is good. A burn is good, but pain is bad. So, if this is feeling really painful, that's one thing you might want to limit that range of motion, maybe shut it down altogether. But, if you're just feeling a little bit of a burn here in the shoulders, perfectly expected. 3, 2, 1, let's go. And if you're feeling a little bit of burn in the shoulders here, that means you're working hard. So, that's always a good sign. But I know I've mentioned this on the stream before. You might feel sore after this workout if you're feeling like, you're getting in more shape by the second. But just one thing to keep in mind is that recovery period where you are actually going to make those gains is going to happen in that recovery phase. So, it's almost more about what you do outside of the stream than what you do in the stream. Yeah, 5 seconds, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. I mean that it matters more outside the stream is, just because, this stream is an hour, maybe, 45 minutes, each day, but, you still have 23 other hours in the day. You're going to be making decisions, doing things, however you feel like doing them. And you got to be mindful. That's what I'm talking about. Mindfulness, mindful of your habits, what you're doing to, set yourself up for success in health and fitness. But I actually kind of lost my train of thought where I was going with that. I'm sure it'll come back to me. There's something specific related to that. All right. Anyways, raise the roof. Vertical press in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's begin. And again, here we can go at the same time. That's kind of what I'm feeling right now. Why not? We can always go alternating. Mix it up even halfway through. Oh, I remember what's going on. Because essentially that recovery is going to happen in your sleep. Your recovery can be enhanced by the foods you eat and your habits throughout the day. So if you want to get the most out of this workout, there's things you're going to have to, do outside. Make sure you're getting, all your nutrients. Make sure you're sleeping well. Those are two of the main things. But, a lot of times our recovery is happening in your sleep. So very important. 3, 2, 1. And great job. Awesome. And another thing, fact I actually learned from Seth when he was actually in grad school. He was my adjunct lab instructor. He shared with us an interesting statistic that, if you end up actually drinking alcohol after your workout or that day after your workout, you could be losing up to like 1/3 of the gains you've made because your body is focused on, metabolizing the alcohol and, not rebuilding, muscle in that recovery process. But we got that bug in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. So I know that's pretty quick, not a great transition, but you guys know the moves now. So a little bit of a fast transition, but gotta have time, to ramble my stories a little bit. Come on. And another thing that can be common with this is it's actually happened to me right now, and a lot of times personal training when I do this movement, can be a common thing for people. So, feeling a kind of a snapping or a popping, sensation in that front of the hip, as you're extending it down. A lot of times this is just this hip flexor and these muscles being really tight here on the front side through the hip. And now when everything is engaged and, there's not kind of slack, in these ligaments and things like that. Sorry, 3, 2, 1, and done. So I went a little bit over on that one. We got to stop rambling during my exercise. We'll save that for in between. Anyways, squats coming up pretty soon. Still got a little bit. Get a drink if you need it. All right, you got squats in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Great job, everybody. Move at a pace that's comfortable for you. Again, really love this sit to stand variations as well. Same thing, essentially the same movement pattern as that squat. Getting just a little bit more relaxed, obviously, in that bottom position. Good work. 3, 2, 1, and done again. We got our push coming up. Remember, you could be working with those flies coming out in front. You can do push-ups from the wall, from the floor, from your hands. I'm going to be working with the flies this time. We'll finish up with the push-ups, but same thing. We were just going hard with the push-ups last stream. And same thing, you always want to mix it up a little bit. Get some different movements in, especially if, chest muscles are feeling a little bit sore still from last workout. All right. Everybody get ready. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and begin. I'm just going with the fly from my back. Going to have to resist gravity a little bit. Still getting that shoulder motion, still getting that chest motion. But, definitely not as intense as the push-ups. We can still take that chest through its full range of motion here. Don't need weights to do that. Same thing, could be a little bit of break, in between sets even. Say, not necessarily that, this is, a break, so to say. But, same thing if you're trying to catch your breath from some of those more intense moves like the squats, maybe, it doesn't hurt to go back to some of these moves like the fly. Like I said, especially if you were going hard in yesterday's workout. We are done with that, though. Let's see, we have some messages in the chat. Hello. Wait, report. Ban go. All right. Hello. Ivanko Luca. Hope you're doing well today. Not really sure what you're saying in the chat, but we got our shoulder extension coming up next. And wow, look at that glare on the screen. Is that been there the whole time? All right, we got shoulder extension. I'm going to fix the glare in a sec, but bend over position. Arms going at the same time. And same thing again. You can always take now one arm at a time. Keep moving through with that. Sorry, I'm just going to try to fix that glare. Maybe, hopefully. I don't know if that's going to actually work. Oh, wow. That's unfortunate. The blind is already closed as much as it go. That's not doing anything at all. Oh, it's coming from the skylight. All right, can't block that. We are done with those shoulder extensions. Sorry, I wasn't able to really join you with that one. No Joba and Trovo game. Not sure exactly what you mean, but Ivanko, this is a full bodyweight exercise stream designed to help you lose weight from the comfort of your own home with no equipment necessary. So if you want to join in along with us, check out the website, check out, or maybe just stick around for the stream to see if you like what you see. We got elbow to knee crunch coming up here in this next move, though. Remember, coming across the body each and every rep. You can also do that, from the wall as well, or from the floor. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Across the body, each and every rep. Let's work, everybody. Come on. You got 30 seconds. Stay strong here. Simply, you don't got to go with the hands all the way behind the head. I'm just kind of putting the hands, right by the head. Trying to get a little bit extra range of motion, I guess. Something it's not about the range of motion. You just get this movement going. You're working the core, working the hips, all that good stuff. And done. Great job with that, everybody. We got one more time through, and then we're talking about a little bit about mindfulness tips. Talking about progressive relaxation techniques, a little bit some specific mindfulness practices, and just try to give you some tips, to help improve your mindfulness, improve your mindset. So I definitely want to say, team, I got some cool things to share with you all. But before we do that, we gotta get through one more round. So come on, everybody, let's finish strong here. Give me everything you got here in this last round. We got hinge in 10 seconds. Maybe ramp it up a little bit here. I'm feeling like ramping it up a little bit here. It's the last set. 3, 2, 1. And let's go. I'm reaching down to the ground. Like I got to pick up that object. Like you got a big box on the floor. You're trying to pick it up with good form. Gotta work, everybody. I'm feeling good. We're getting those hamstrings moving here early. I just want to say, shout out to everybody watching this right now, live, recorded, Trovo, YouTube, Twitch, Facebook, any of those platforms. I just want to say it's, not a lot of people are getting it after it here this early in the morning. Something to be proud of. And done with the hinge. Really great job. Even if you make it through a quarter of this workout, if you make it through a half of this workout, there's people still sleeping right now while you are getting active, improving your health. So, if you're ever feeling down, you're ever feeling stagnant in your progress, remember, you're here getting after it. You're here trying to be consistent. You showed up, to try to improve your health, improve your fitness. So, those are what you got to focus on. As long as you have that mindset, you will succeed in reaching your goals. So we got lateral frontal raise coming up very shortly. We have about 5 seconds. Out in the front, out to the side. 3, 2, 1, and done. Good work. Just moving and grooving, more than halfway through. You got 20 seconds left. And I said this last stream, I don't know why, but I really love this exercise without weights. I really do not like it with weights. I mean, maybe with some 2.5, maybe with some 5s. But, I'm just not a fan of this exercise with a lot of weight. Talked about it a little bit last stream, but done with those. Lateral frontal raise. And now we got our raise the roof or that vertical press. We're going to be punching through the ceiling here in about 30 seconds. So, you can get in a good, strong position, punch through the ceiling, one shoulder at a time. You can get both shoulders, whatever floats your boat today. Sorry, just looking at something. All right, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Punch through the ceiling. 40 seconds. Good job, everybody. Finish strong. 15 to go. Keep punching through that ceiling. I'm going double time these last 10 seconds. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. All right, that means we got dead bug coming up next. 5 more moves, and you're done for today. Stay strong here. Pace yourself, but at the same time, you don't want to leave too much in the tank here because we don't got too much left. Maybe if you're getting down those last 2, 3 moves, try to gauge those energy. Really go hard for those last few. Really challenge yourself today. But we got dead bug. You got 20 seconds. Remember, you could be doing these from the wall, from the floor. Show you about that coordination through the core, moving the upper and lower limbs simultaneously, in opposite directions. It can be pretty challenging on the core. So, everybody get ready. I'm going to be going from the ground. 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. I'm going opposite arm, opposite leg. Trying to keep that low back on the ground. You should be feeling this all in the core, maybe a little bit in the hip flexors and the shoulder for a little bit of a stretch. You shouldn't be feeling this too much in the low back at all. Really want to put all that stress on the core, protect the spine. That's what I try to think of, just one thing you're going to focus on during this move. Think about trying to keep that low back on the ground. Don't give it a gap there. Then you can even kind of roll your legs forward. Feel when you get that low back on the ground, kind of reset. And done with that one. All right, 4 more moves now. I'm going to squat, push-up / fly, shoulder extension, and elbow to knee core. So, squats. I'm really feeling the body weight squats right now, or not body weight, the box squats. They're just feeling good. I think that's what I'm going to move with again. But remember, same motion essentially. Here's my body weight squat. Now, take 2 steps back. Here's my sit to stand. Looking pretty similar, right? You see me squatting right here. So you take a step away. It's essentially the same movement pattern. 3, 2, 1. Let's go. I'm going to be going that set to stand now. That's what's feeling good for me. Great job, everybody. Same thing, a good, cool thing about this box, especially patterning the squat motion, so you almost have to essentially disengage this whole movement pattern, completely relax, then stand up. So, you really getting into that really patterning of the squat where, maybe on with the body weight, you might be kind of holding tension throughout that full movement, maybe not getting like a true, relaxation in there. So, different. Obviously, both have their benefits, but at this point now, 3, 2, 1. That's why a lot of times, especially if you're new to work, still learning that squat pattern, box squats can be such a good variation, really a great starting point for just getting that pattern down pat. So we got push-ups or flies, and our push-ups from the wall, from the floor, from your knees, from your toes. We got push or our fly. Obviously you can do it standing. I do recommend doing this from the ground to get a little bit of that resistance to gravity. It's not going to be too much, more challenging, but just places load on the shoulder in slightly different ways. But all right, we got 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. I'm going from my knees. Remember, you got to pace yourself here. You got 45 seconds. Still got 20 seconds. Here you go, 5 to go. And done. Way to finish strong, everybody. Great job. Push-ups, done. Shoulder extension coming up next. Still got 30 seconds, so take your time. Remember, this is going to be one where you're going to be using that lower body and the upper body, pretty equally here in this move. Don't really know whether to call this one a lower body workout or a full body workout, or lower body or upper body, because it is a full body. But we got 10 seconds to go. Get ready, get in that position. We're going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's go. Staying in that strong hinge position, trying to stabilize the body, trying to not move too much, just letting the arms move, trying to be stable here through the core, through the quads, through the glutes. Have a good base of support. Good work, everybody. Keep moving. Finish strong. You got 10 more seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really good job of that one. Our last one, knee to elbow crunches. First 2 rounds, I was going across body standing. I did, from the wall. So we're going to finish strong on the floor. Challenge ourselves a little bit. Again, this is a pretty advanced move. Do not feel bad by any means if, you're not ready for this one yet. I've been working out for a long time, and this one is still very challenging for me, even for the 45 seconds. So, not an easy move, a little bit of a kind of challenge move in today's workout. Finishing up with that. Get ready. We're going in 3, 2, 1, and let's begin. Give it your all here these last 45. Remember, same thought process as that dead bug here if you're going from the ground. Trying to keep that low back on the ground that whole time. 15 seconds to go. Come on. Finish strong. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Really, really great job, everybody. Solid workout. Going into Thanksgiving feeling right. Great job. So we're going to do a quick little cool down. And then we'll talk a little bit about our topic of the week. Mindfulness, a little bit of our kind of challenge of the week. And, a little bit of research on progressive muscle relaxation. Term coined by Dr. Edmund Jacobson in the 1920s. And this is, a great mindfulness technique. It's been shown in studies to reduce anxiety, stress, even blood pressure in some cases, all through essentially a mental process. So really interesting. They're going to be talking a little bit about that after the cool down. But, first things first, let's get some arm swings going. Right arm over, then left arm over. Like I always say, it's like you're giving yourself a pat on the back for a job well done in today's workout. The same thing is, I know I say pat yourself on the back, it's not like you actually have to. Obviously, everybody has different limb lengths. It might not even be possible, for you, which is completely fine. So the main goal of this is to, essentially just let these arms get this, rhythmic swing motion, kind of that same idea with those leg swings, which we're getting into after this, but, just kind of letting some free movement going, dynamic stretching, letting the shoulder just experience some different stimulus, because, again, you're never going to be swinging them with the exact same height, exact same speed, stopping at the exact same time. Just slight variability in those movements, which is very healthy for your system. So, leg swings coming up. That's why I always have these in here. Same thing, I love doing, kettlebell swinging movements as well. Just mainly because, like I said, there's such a slight amount of variability where you're not going to get stuck in the same exact pattern. Not that there's necessarily anything wrong. Say something like squat, it's not something that your, squat is identical, every single rep. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I just mean, in a super, super repetitive motions, getting just slight amounts of variability to keep your system adaptable. Same thing goes for, when you're walking, you're never going to step with the same exact length of stride, swaying the leg forward at the exact same speed, pushing off with the exact same force. I mean, it's going to be pretty, even obviously, but, it's not going to be exactly the same, and that's why it's the thing. Even when you stand still, you can stand still, but if you've ever closed your eyes and try to stand still, you realize, you kind of do a little bit of this wobbling back and forth, just because, we're not stuck in a completely still pattern. We're just, moving very, very slight adjustments. There's slight variability, even in standing completely still. So let's get some of that hamstring and quad action going. We got a few ways to do this, working on the quad. You could do this from a sitting position, just extending the knee and coming back. But if you can get to and from the floor, I think this is a variation that is just a little bit more effective. Not that the other one isn't, but you have to resist gravity a little bit. Puts the load on the joint a little bit different way. Same concept, just extending the knee, coming back, restoring that range of motion. Going in that 10 to 15 range each side. And we'll get some upper body in here as well. Good work, everybody. And done with those, then we could also do from the wall, or we could flip over on our stomach if we're going from the ground. We could do the same motion with the hamstrings. I like to just lay on my stomach, try to curl the hamstrings up towards the glutes, and then slowly lower them in a controlled action. Just kind of bringing that range of motion back. And again, we can go with that same motion, from a standing position as well. Grab it onto the wall. And, you're not missing anything out. Doing this on your back, doing this on your stomach, doing this from a standing, it doesn't matter too much. Same motion. Next movement coming up here, we're going to get some of that upper body movement here. So we're going to go into some same one we did in the warm-up. It's going to be a little bit more challenging this time, probably because our shoulders are probably a little bit tighter. One hand behind the head, one behind the back. Same thing, alternating each rep. Restoring that range of motion here in the shoulder. Great job, everybody. I'm going to get a few more here. All right, and now we're done with those. Let's go one more move here before we get into some deep breathing. Morning set, stretch those arms all the way up to the sky. Peel those elbows back. Really just kind of trying to stretch out the chest, stretch out the shoulders. Get that back moving. Just like you're getting out of bed in the morning when you feel that big stretch, then all the way through the spine. Great job. We're going to do about 2 more of these. And last one. All right, great job, everybody. Let's finish with some deep breathing. One of my favorites here. Really get into that recovery. Ooh, almost fell. Take some deep breaths into the nose and out to the mouth. Let that air kind of deflate your stomach kind of on that exhale. You want to be kind of filling it up a little bit here with that inhale. And, try to take 10 of those while I'm talking a little bit about, our quote of the week, our challenge, and, a little bit about some research on progressive muscle relaxation. So let me get comfortable here. All right, so let's start. So again, talking about mindset, our quote of the week is your calm mind is the ultimate weapon against your challenges. So relax and, works hand in hand with what we're talking about mindset, trying to be more mindful and, how a lot of these practices can happy face, have a good day and no problem at all. Always enjoy being here. And, so I lost my train of thought, kind of, just talking about a little bit about how, you can be mindful and how this can benefit you mentally and physically. So now we're talking a little bit about some of these, specific practices. Our challenge of the week is, to take 10 to 20 minutes each day, just to, be mindful, just being conscious of your mental and physical state, something that's really important. So to, kind of add to that, something maybe even spend your 10 to 20 minutes doing because, hey, guess what? This is only about 20 minutes long, progressive muscle relaxation. But let's talk a little bit about it. So again, we talk about how mindfulness can improve your mental and physical health. So now we're talking about the specific practice called progressive muscle relaxation, which was coined by Dr. Edmund Jacobson in late 1920s. And this technique requires you to kind of contract different muscle groups throughout the body maximally, followed by a relaxation period. And it's been shown in the research to reduce anxiety, stress, improve sleep, and even reduce blood pressure. So what this kind of might look like, I'm not going to go into like super in depth because, it is, not a long process, but there is a lot that goes into it and, doing it correctly. It will generally start from, the toes up or, the neck down. And so this would be, say, a 30-second period where you're, clenching your toes. You maximally contract them for like 30 seconds, then, 30 seconds of complete relaxation. And then maybe, you're pointing the toes up, really hard, trying to bring them, to the ceiling. And then, maximally contract to that. And then you kind of relax. Then maybe you go through the calves, thinking about, just consciously laying there, think about, contracting the calves. And, you pretty much essentially go through all these different muscle groups. do a long contraction phase, and it's followed by a relaxation phase. And the same thing, this is something that's been well studied over time. Sometimes has a little bit of mixed results, but generally has shown some success through the research. And, I just think this is, it's just another kind of tool in the shed. And, there's, to be more specific about it, the same thing that there's, slightly different variations. People do it different ways. This is something you're really interested in. Highly suggest looking up a YouTube video. Just look up Jacobson's relaxation technique. There's usually kind of like guided meditation videos on it, which, are really, really great. I actually had a stress management course in college, and we actually did one of the days we literally did for almost the whole class. We spent like 30 minutes going through, body part by body part. After the, relaxation, we kind of recorded, our anxiety levels, and not like, it was not like a, full blown research study. Obviously, it was literally just, opinion based. Do you feel better after doing this compared to when you did it? Do you feel different at all? And, that's essentially what it was. But I remember feeling great. One thing that I also think is really great about is that you really kind of get in touch with your body. It's essentially proprioception, knowing what your body is doing, when it's doing, having a little bit of, internal feedback from, what your body is doing and what its position is. So, I remember after film, I was like, wow, like I feel like, in touch with, my feet. I feel like I have, more control because, you're just essentially sending a stimulus from your nervous system to your feet to maximally contract for, 30 seconds. So you're building this, brain to body connection and, building a, kind of reinforcing that pathway that allows you to do things like this that you might not, necessarily do on an everyday basis. So, really cool technique. And, some research even went to like, hey, let's take this up. They looked at 49 nursing students with upcoming finals exams. And, throughout the study, one group was doing these relaxation techniques, twice daily prior to final exams. I think it was about, just a few weeks prior to exams, they were doing these tests. And they found that the group that was doing the relaxation techniques had significantly reduced their testing anxiety. And they did this through, wasn't saying that they did better on the test because they did this, but there is a sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Survey essentially of, test anxiety, one that's been used in the research, been proven to, be accurate, assessment of test anxiety. And, they essentially both took this, survey questionnaire, and they found that, the group that did the relaxation techniques had, much less testing anxiety. So, just another tool in the shed, how to be kind of being mindful more in the sense of your body, necessarily than habits in this sense, but, still has a lot of those great benefits, can still, help you feel more relaxed. And same thing, speaking from experience, I got a lot of benefit from it. It's not something I practice regularly, but, definitely has its benefits. From my, few times having experience with it, it did appear to be effective. But, just want to give you guys another tool. Maybe you're like, hey, I don't really know how I should be mindful. Highly suggest looking that up. I might even try it again, for myself since it's been a while now. But, if you look up, Dr. Jacob Edmondson, look up Jacobson's relaxation techniques on YouTube, you can find those videos. And, I like them. I will say that. And same thing, not trying to be biased here, but, I feel like you really shouldn't knock it until you try it. Same thing, something that's been researched since, and it's been around since the 1920s. So, yeah. And with that being said, I know we're going a little bit over the time here. Try to usually keep these right to about an hour. And, I have some things I need to take care of myself as well. But, I will stick around for a few minutes in case anybody has any questions, comments, and concerns. But, really appreciate everybody being here, everybody giving me, this opportunity to help out and, do something I love to do. So thank you again. If you'd like to know more about what we do, who we are, check out our website, connectedtochs.com. We actually just launched a crowdfunding campaign looking to raise money to eventually reach our end goal of reducing obesity rates, across the nation. And, we've been working our best trying to do these free resources, trying to do things in the community to try to build healthier and happier communities, like community events, seminars, things of that nature. And one thing that's just been difficult for us is from the financial aspect. So, just looking to raise money to create an app, that will eventually, none of this money is going towards us. It's all towards reaching, this goal. So, if you want to check that out, learn more about that, check that out on our website. But again, thank you all for being here. Really appreciate the support. Really appreciate this opportunity to be here. So I want to say thank you. I hope you all have a nice day. And Jacob signing off. Have a good rest of your day. Remember, no stream tomorrow. Hope you all have a great Thanksgiving. And I'll catch you. I won't be catching the rest of this week. Seth will actually be in here on Friday. So I'll catch you Tuesday. No stream tomorrow. Catch up with Seth 7:30 a.m. on Friday. Have a good one, everybody.